Do people in Canada have cable, like other people?
We keep this up in the playoffs. I don't care.
And at Chili's. Is it a Chili's? At Kyle's?
Achilles.
Finally.
You don't know that?
Fuck you! Get this guy the fuck out of here!
Alright, well, coming in at number 5, I got Anthony Stolars.
Now! Jets are winning the cup!
Thank you for watching and listening. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the NordCast. It is Thursday, October 30th, 2025. I am your host here, Nordic97, joined with Kata. Carter, how we doing? Feeling pretty scared?
We are feeling amazing right now.
Oh.
I guess, the Jays is really it. That's like the only thing that I'm like happy about, quite honestly. Actually, no, I can't. There's more things that I'm excited about, but the Jays are one. Another thing that kind of triggers a lot of like nostalgia for me. I texted the group chat about this, but watching Frozen Frenzy yesterday and listening to, oh my gosh, am I already blanking on his name? Oh, Ray Ferraro say Trevor Zegras brought me so much World Juniors nostalgia. I can't even describe it. So that put a big smile on my face yesterday. The Jays winning put another big smile on my face. Vladimir Guerrero Jr. is Shohei Ohtani's daddy. I
wouldn't be talking like that with the series not over yet. I don't know.
I don't know, man. He's got a dinger on him.
They both.
That's all that matters. 2-run shot.
Awesome.
They've been unreal. Shohei Ohtani is like, Jack, you put this on your Chicago sports talk thing. I think that Shohei Ohtani is probably the greatest baseball player of all time.
Yeah.
Like,
people
dude,
were sliding up saying that what took you so long? I was like, I don't know, just wasn't sold on it yet, but
yeah.
I don't like him, that's why.
Yeah.
I don't like him.
It's fair, but man, he is just insane. Like, I watched the Blue Jays, like, why did they pitch down the middle to Shohei Ohtani? You shouldn't do that.
After a mound meeting, too.
You shouldn't pitch down the middle to, realistically, any batter, but mainly to Shohei Ohtani. And then they're like, okay, we're not going to have this. We're going to intentionally walk him 4 times. And I want to say one thing on that is it's like, everyone's complaining that they walked him 4 times, but it's like, you're trying to win a baseball game, man.
Their team would do it too.
If Vladimir Guerrero Jr. was 4 for 4 with 2 home runs and 2 doubles, you think he's getting pitched to? No. That's how baseball works. You don't care about trying to see the best hitters out there. You want to take them out of the game.
Exactly. A couple things. First off, did you see the Trevor Zegras quote from Rick Tocchet? How Tocchet said to him in training camp today that, are you going to go for clicks or are you going to actually play hockey? And I thought that was a really good quote. And I think that's really kind of it. I've seen it in Zegras' game where he looks a lot like he's point per game. He's point per game. 9 games, 9 points. He's looking great in Philly right now.
I'm like him saying that brought back major Dan Lanning vibes for me from Oregon. I don't know if you guys ever saw the one clip where he's like, "We play for clicks, or we don't play for clicks. We play for wins." And like it just brought back major Dan Lanning vibes. So super awesome. But yeah, that's everything going on in my life. Jack Polko, this has got to be like the biggest streak that you've been on.
Probably.
How was Baltimore?
Besides the first couple episodes?
Yeah, besides the pre-college tape.
Yep.
Pre-college, yeah, that's a good way of putting it.
How was Baltimore, big guy?
It was good. I got family out there, so it was good to see them. Bears, unfortunately, stunk it up. But it was cool to see. Pretty nice stadium, M&T Bank. I liked it. Fans were cool.
What's the Orioles Stadium called? I'm going there next year. What's it called?
Camden Yards.
Yeah, Camden
I've been
Yards.
there a couple times.
Nice. Okay, so we got a lot to talk about here today. Let's start off with what happened last night or 2 nights ago when you guys are listening to this. The Frozen Frenzy. All 32 teams played in 16 matchups in one night. The first game started at 6 p.m., The last game started at 11 p.m. and ended around 2 a.m. So that was about 7.5, 8 hours of hockey there, essentially. And it was pretty fun. It was pretty fun. I enjoyed it. There were 109 goals scored. There were 2 hat tricks. The first goal was scored at 6:14 p.m. The last goal was scored at 1:24 a.m. And yeah, I mean, again, just like, what was your guys' overall thoughts on it? There's a few things that I want to touch base with because me and Carter talked about this like a year ago last year, how it was a failure. Do you guys think this year was a failure?
No, I don't. I don't think it was at all. In fact, I think they should do this more often. Obviously, ESPN is a little, questionable with their coverage. I know there's a lot of people that aren't fans of it. So like if another network could like take it over, like with the Frozen Frenzy, but yeah, it's cool. It's like NFL Red Zone. I know everybody says that, but it really did remind me of Red Zone and just the way they're just kind of flipping from game to game. I thought that was kind of cool. But yeah, other than that, just a ton of goals scored, so it just made it even more fun. So.
Yeah, I mean, again, like ESPN, I feel like they already have poor coverage of it. I couldn't find the TV ratings for the life of me. Like, I just could not find where they are. But overall, I think that I enjoyed it. I thought it was fun. Carter, what did you think?
I'm going to be totally honest. I didn't know that Frozen Frenzy was yesterday until 5:30. Or, no, sorry, at 5 o'clock Central Time when the Flyers was like, I was like, oh,
Really?
like,
You didn't know?
yeah,
Wow.
I didn't see any posting about it. I didn't know it was happening. I had no idea. So from a Canadian perspective, maybe that was the reason, because I wasn't able to like see anything on it. And, sometimes I don't get all like the ESPN stuff. So I didn't know that it was happening. So I feel like that was kind of upsetting to me because I would have liked to have known, but, also, having it on a Tuesday seems stupid to me. I don't quite get it. I know that Saturday is college football day, so there's no competing with that. But Saturday is also the day where you have the most hockey being played. I would wait for Frozen Frenzy till like a later date. I'd wait till February. I'd wait till March, right? When, you don't want to wait till April because playoff spots are already locked up. You could see guys getting rested. But if you wait till March, right? Post trade deadline, right? All those storylines, everything like that, right? All these guys are trying to clinch and all this other stuff. There's so much more that you could add into that if you waited a little bit. And having it on a Tuesday where how many people do you think realistically stayed up to watch LA San Jose? How many people outside of like, not a lot, right? Yeah, probably like you. I checked it out because I got home from hockey super late, but I was like, man, like this is stupid to me. Starting a game at 10 o'clock Central Time, 11 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. Are you serious?
Yeah, that's kind of crazy.
That shouldn't work. If you move this back to March, where there's no college football, there's no NFL football, it's hockey on a Saturday. The amount of viewings that you would get having hockey all day, you're taking that kind of, I don't know how to put it, like that college viewership of people go out and they'll go to like their sports bars and they'll watch, let's say a college game, right? You take that, you're adding the sports bar element into the NHL. You're getting all these fans that would come out on a Saturday. Like, how many people would go to a late night Sharks game? Not a lot. But you start that game a little bit earlier on a Saturday, going into it on a Sunday, most people have the day off. And I think that moving it back to like a March or a February post college football, post NFL, maybe even, would just help, one, the viewership so much more, and two, you can have all this time to promote it. Because having it, what is this, the third, fourth week of the year?
Yeah.
It just seems too soon to me, man. But I don't know. I think that that's something that they should think about, is moving it back a little bit. I just think it would help grow the game. And that's all that I'm about, is growing the game.
There was some grumbling from some NHL team executives. Some of them were not happy with the start times and how it's tough to sell in their market at certain times. So it's understandable there. Honestly, like, I look at, like, again, like the San Jose LA game, like that was 11 p.m. Eastern time. I mean, that caters to the Western Conference. Like, they're not going to put it at like 8 p.m. Like, again, you shouldn't have expected that. But again, it has to cater to the Western Conference time. I get why they did it, though, because they wanted to stagger the times out so then that way there's more hockey over a longer period of time. And I saw people say on Twitter that they should just start all the games at the same time, which, first off, that's chaos. Second, that's impossible because different time zones. Like, you want a Philly-Pittsburgh game at 8 p.m. in Wells Fargo, you won't be getting home till probably like 1 a.m. for some people in Philadelphia. I can just confirm that right there. And then you start the Western Conference games at 8 p.m. each time. That's 5 p.m. People aren't done work yet at that time. Some people aren't. I'm not saying, like, it works for everybody. But, again, like, I don't understand the same start time. But I do totally agree with you, Carter, and I'll let Jack speak in a second. I do totally agree with doing this on a Tuesday in October is just so dumb. You could do it on a Tuesday in October or do it on, like another day in October, possibly. Do it in October, but do it on another day too. Like, do it, and hear me out. Like, they usually have the trade deadlines on Friday. Do it on Saturday after the trade deadline. So all those new players can play on their new teams. And it would be a good way to market that and show off all these new players on a Saturday too. And what? By then it's like March. College football's done by then.
Yeah.
NFL
football will be over.
Yeah,
all football will be over. NBA's kind of at that weird stage too. Like,
yeah, exactly.
Like, it's the perfect time for it.
Yeah, no, that's a good call. And even the Hawks last night, puck drop was at 8 p.m. So, I mean, Connor Bedard scored a hat trick. So a lot of Hawks fans probably missed it. So my brother was there, so he got to see that. Lucky.
That's
him.
7 p.m. Central Time, though, right?
No, it was
no,
8 p.m.
8
Central.
Central.
8 p.m. Your guys? Why?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's horrible. It's just horrible scheduling. It makes no sense to me. Like, even that.
Some of them made sense, but
yeah, I don't know. It was confusing, but I mean, like, if you move the start times up a little bit, like, they compacted a lot of games into this, whatever. From the first puck drop was at 5 Central to 10 Central. So, like, they started all these games within like a 5-hour window.
Mm-hmm.
You move that to like a Saturday, and I think you're able to get some noon games going. Like, let's say you throw 4 games on at noon. You throw 4 games on at 2:30. You throw 4 games on at 5. And then you still are able to get 4 games on at 7, a normal start time for a lot of these teams. And there it is, your entire day full of hockey. That's it. All it takes is moving it to a weekend and you get more hockey. You can focus more on 4 games at a time and not, what would it be? Probably like 10 or 12 at a time at some points, probably.
yeah, on a Tuesday is it's so weird because, again, as you said, like, the games are all at night. You can't just go like a whole day with watching. Like, if you start at 1 p.m. and then the last game begins at like even if the last game begins at 10:30, 11 o'clock, like, it's a Saturday. And I feel like more people would stay up and watch that instead of people who are like, I have work in the morning and all this and stuff, gotta go to bed. Like, I feel like more people would watch it if it were on a Saturday and not in October. So again, I know we're kind of just overlapping over each other here. I do want to ask you guys though, were there any good games that you guys enjoyed throughout this? I know, Jack, you watched Chicago, Ottawa. That team's fun. That Chicago team's fun, man.
It is very fun. I kind of just stuck to that one. I watched a little bit of Kings Sharks after that, which the Sharks got absolutely robbed, by the way, with those shot on goal totals. My gosh.
I'm in disbelief. I'm so upset. Yeah. I did live streams. I streamed Ducks and Panthers and Kings and Sharks.
That was a good one too.
Hockey. I feel like the games were good, but like just the execution, and not only that, the promoting of it was terrible too. Carter, what game?
NHL's never been good at their marketing, so
not just with NHL either, by the way.
Yeah.
What about you, Carter?
I literally watched the Flyers game up until the 3rd period, and I had to go to hockey, and then it was just strictly focusing on the Blue Jays. So I really did not watch like anything at all. I did catch the highlights of the Jets game. I watched the overtime of the Flyers game. That was very entertaining. Some crazy stuff happened in that one. 2 goals called back. A crazy fight near the end where everyone's calling Zegras a wuss and he's being a little baby and all this, and it's just it's so much fun. I like it, but yeah, I really just stuck with my teams on yesterday.
Yeah,
I would have loved to have caught a Sharks game because I think the Sharks are one of the most fun teams in the NHL right now.
they actually play good. And then
There's so many young and fun teams right now. Like you look at the Sharks, you look at the Blackhawks, you look at the Canadians. Like there's so many young teams that are just fun right now, and it's awesome. This is a great time for hockey, and it sucks that this great time for hockey was pushed away and overshadowed by literally nothing. But because no one knew.
World Series was there.
Yeah, World Series did kind of screw it. But I mean, that's also another reason why you don't have it in October.
Yeah, I mean, you can't really use the excuse, oh, we didn't know the World Series would be around now. It's always around this time every single year. Maybe a little bit later, but it's always around this time every single year. It was last year. Like, I'm pretty sure they were playing World Series games during last year's Frozen. This doesn't make any sense. Like, I'm just... Whatever.
I don't know.
Anyway, moving on from that, then we got some extensions to talk about here. Thomas Harley re-signed with the Dallas Stars, 8 years, $10.5875 million. Harley gets his number in there. I'm a big fan of this deal. I know, like, you look at the Hudson contract, it's looking like not great. I would say, depending on what people think, maybe Hudson's better. It's kind of your decision. I would say, though, he is better than Hughes and Jackson Lacombe. And I thought he had a really good year last year. I think Carter can attest to this. He looked really good with Team Canada in the Four Nations, which I think really boosted his value there in getting this contract signed.
Yeah, 100%. He came in off of literally the streets.
Who got injured?
Well, not the streets. It was I know it was. We did lose someone, but he came in the gold medal game because Josh Morrissey was sick. It was Cale Makar. He came in for Cale Makar because Makar got hurt, and he came in. He couldn't be on the ice at the same time as Makar, so they brought him in, and then I think he played one game, sat one, and then was out there for the gold medal game because really Josh Morrissey couldn't go. But yeah, no, he looked awesome. So I gotta give respect to him. He earned this 100%. He earned this contract. He looked so good. He's been so good kind of recently for sure. He's broken out in like the last 2 years for sure. In his career, he's got 33 goals, 78 assists, 111 points. This season, he's at 8 points in 10 games. Like, he's looking great, which is probably, you think about it, you flip some numbers around, add a few extra digits. You look at 8 points, 8 years, 10 games played, 10 million. I don't know. Coincidence? Illuminati? I don't know. But
great.
No, he earned this for sure. He earned this, and I'm very proud of him.
Yeah,
proud of him. Right, oh, that was a Matthew Schaefer type beat. Oof.
Jack, any thoughts on this?
No, I mean, you guys hit it right on. Literally my exact thoughts. So
good on you. Jason Robertson, as well as that too, is expiring. He's getting paid $7.75. Do you guys see Robertson getting more or less than Harley? And then we'll move on.
Oh man,
Robertson
he'll get more, but it won't be from Dallas.
Really? Wow, you think he's gonna leave?
I think there's a chance.
They probably don't have much room there.
They don't have a lot of room. I mean,
yeah, they're gonna be able to afford him.
I have faith in Jim Nill to get things done, but I don't know. He could be asking for. I mean, like, I don't think he could really ask for much more than Harley, but he probably could ask for around where Harley's getting. 80-point score. You look at a guy like Rupe Hintz, 8.45. He scored 67 points last year, 65 the year before, 75 the year before that. Robertson, since he's come into the league, has been better than Hintz for his whole career. So I think he's going to get more than Hintz, but I think he might get a little bit more than Harley, but not a lot more in my opinion. But maybe I'm just being an idiot. Whatever. Anyway.
I mean, we look at next year. They have 17 mil to work with, going into next year.
They don't have anybody who they really need to sign though. Like Maverick Borks. I think Jamie Benn might be done after this year.
They they do have some guys. They'll have Petrovic they got to deal with, Capabianco, Kreis. They have a lot of RFAs next year.
That's not that crazy though. Like, there's nobody there that I'm like, oh yeah, no, they have to sign them. Like a lot of the guys that are up there right now are depth players.
Yeah,
like Robertson's their biggest guy now.
Yeah, but I mean, I think with that money, you could go out and get someone who's like. I think that if Robertson does stay, I don't think he gets more than Thomas Harley. And if he does get more than Harley, I don't think it's with Dallas.
Okay, I think he could get a little bit more, but it's not going to be a lot more. I feel like he's probably.
No.
I wouldn't be shocked if he goes for just 10 million on the dot, or even 10.5, like right up there with Harley.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah.
It depends on your opinion. I would say Robertson's better than Harley though, so he might get more money than him, but I don't think it's going to be a lot if it's with Dallas. So I totally agree with that. All right, other extension that happened today, and this is going to be a good transition into a team that we're going to talk about today. Logan Cooley, 8 years, $10 million with the Utah Mammoth. Now, Cooley obviously rejected a contract earlier in the season, and he's absolutely lit it up so far this year to start. 6 goals, 3 assists, 9 points in the last week alone. He has been phenomenal, just scoring on a crazy pace. Had a natural hat trick against St. Louis. He's been awesome. So, Cooley, $10 million for the next 8 years. What do you guys think?
Yeah, it's good on them to get it locked up. I think it's a pretty good deal. I mean, Cooley had a great year last year. I don't know how he's doing so far this year, to be honest with you. Do you have those
He's
stats?
got 12 points in 11 games with 8 goals.
Okay, well there you go. Yeah, I think it's a good deal to get him locked up, and that's something that Utah can definitely build around. I mean that's their future right there of the forward core. So it's good to get that out of the way for them. So.
Carter?
Yeah, I mean, man, this is a really good contract in my eyes for Logan Cooley. This kid's only 21 years old. He'll be 22 before the start of next year, obviously. But I mean, he's so good. I was really upset when he didn't fall to Philly in that draft. I was really hoping there would be a chance that he'd get to 5. Because I was watching this kid in a USNDP, and he was sick. Like he was unbelievable. And then he went to University of Minnesota. He went there with Matthew Nyes was there, Jimmy Snuggerud. Like that line was the greatest, one of the best college hockey lines of all time. I'd say. And he's been awesome. He's been nothing shy of sensational. Obviously, outside of his rookie year. He was even good then. He had 44 points in 82. Then he went 65 points in 75 games. And this year he is on a 90-point pace. Nordic, I know how much you hate this on-pace stuff.
Yeah,
but
I don't like that.
For 21 years old, being at this 90-point pace on a team where you're relied on to be one of their top players he's been relied on to be one of their top players right out of the gate. And he's continued to prove that he can be that guy. And it's been awesome to see. He's scored sensational goals. He's been on highlight reels for forever. So I think that this is a heck of a deal. One for the Utah Mammoth and for Logan Cooley as well. Getting him locked up for $10 million with how the cap's going is only a sign of big things to come.
Cooley is now their highest paid player. A lot of their core is basically locked up. The only guy that they have to sign here within the next 3 years or so that is of significant importance. Well, I guess there's 2. Clayton Keller and Nick Schmaltz. Schmaltz expires this year. Besides that, everybody on this Utah team is pretty much locked up. You do have guys like, Dmitry Simashev's on his entry-level contract, so you have to sign him in the future. Danil Boot, when he comes up to the NHL, will have to get signed there as well. But overall, this Utah core is more or less locked up, and they're ready for a playoff push. Now, as I said, we are all Mammoths. Last episode, we are all Mammoth fans. The Mammoth, so far this year, 8-3, 16 points. They were 3rd in the NHL last year. They have 4 players who are above a point per game, Logan Cooley being one of them. And I don't know, guys. Is this the year where Utah gets into the playoffs?
I think so. I mean, they've been hot. I mean, how many did they win in a row? 6?
7.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. I mean, that was good stuff. Good start to the year by them. It looks like they're really figuring it all out. And I mean, an important thing to that too is that the city's buying in. Salt Lake City's showing up to the games. They're being rowdy at the games, and it's cool to see. That mayor's done a really good job too.
Built the new arena. Well, not they didn't build the new arena. They did renovations to their arena. They're going to build a new one. So they're doing a good job with that. Carter, do you think this is it?
I think that this could be the year for him. I'm disappointed that I was very low on that, or not very low, but I was a little bit more low on them than I probably should have been. Just looking at how that team was clicking at the start of last year was something special. I mean, you look at the contracts on this team. You're looking at Gunther at 7.5% of the cap, Clayton Keller at 7.5% of the cap, Paterka's only at 8%. And now Cooley's moving up to over the 10% of the cap range, which is totally fair. But I mean, all these star players for them are just locked up on such good contracts, and they still have Sergachev for a while, and he's under 9% of the cap. So I mean, we could be looking at an absolute wagon of a team. In the Utah Mammoth here. So I'm very excited to see what they have coming up. But I will say they did start off very hot last year, as far as with everything. But I do think that this is definitely different. I think that this is much more different from last year. I think they've beaten a lot better teams that I'd consider more comp than in last year. But congratulations, Utah. You're gonna enjoy a fun team for a while.
Yeah, they're going to be fun for a while. Even if they don't make it this year, the expectation was for them to make it this year. So let's move into a team here. They may not be able to make it this year anyways. Sorry about that, by the way. My phone just exploded.
That's unreal. Both you and Jack got to get your phones under control here.
Bedard! I have to cut that out. I'm sorry. I forgot. I was uploading a clip from the MVP, and I forgot that I didn't convert it fully in class today. Anyway, so with Cooley and the Mammoth, you look at the other teams here in this division. You see the Wild 3-5-3, 9 points. The Blues 3-6-1, 7 points. Both of those teams being at the bottom of the league. Those were the two teams that we looked at for the Mammoth that they were going to be competing with here for a playoff spot. And again, I think that seeing those teams start off bad. Now, again, like I'm going to say this, and I said this, and Tim made a really good point from the Northern Block podcast. He said that you cannot make the playoffs in October, but you can certainly miss the playoffs in October. And Carter, I'm going to be honest with you. You said that Utah started off hot last year. At this time, a year ago today, they were 4-4-2. So yeah, they started off a little bit hot to start the year, but this year they're even better. They're 8-3 compared to that 4-4-2 last year. So again, I think that I'm not trying to contradict you here or criticize you.
No.
I think this year's been way better than last year, and I think that with the way they've played, I think there's a really good chance that the playoffs are their destiny here, more or less.
Yeah, I mean, they have not lost at home yet. They're 4-0.
Oh, wow.
At home. So very impressive stuff.
Home cooking.
Very impressive impressive stuff from them. For sure. So shout out to them.
Got one last question. Is Tusky still an elephant, Jack?
Yeah, you know what? I don't think so anymore. I think he's moved on from being an elephant.
Is he a mammoth?
He's still an elephant if we're all still mammoth, Nordic.
Yeah, that's true. That's good.
The amount of messages I got from that episode, oh my god, it was an all-time. I knew that
that's an all-time blunder, dude. That's unbelievable.
What it was, I knew it wasn't mammoth. I knew it was something that was similar to the word mammoth, like the word itself, not actual mammoths. But for some reason in my head, I was like, "Oh, are we all mammoths?" Yeah, just stupid statement. Oh my god, that's worse than a Chili's. Like I just want to put that out there to the world. That's worse than a Chili's.
Okay, so you agree with me? It is okay. Sweet.
Yeah. But yeah, Utah again. I'll just close my closing remarks here. They've been awesome. They're playing at a very good pace. They're beating good teams there too. Their goaltending's doing good as well. Their defense looks good. A big part of the reason why last year Utah wasn't that good was because of their defense, and their defense just got absolutely injured. And I think that seeing how they have played to start this year and their blue line being healthy, I think it's a good look. The New Jersey Devils are going to be our next team here of discussion. The Devils are just one team up or two teams up from the Mammoth. They're tied with Utah for first in the NHL. By the way, there's a 5-way tie for first place in the NHL right now. So
That's wild.
cool. The Devils first in the NHL, though. They have more regulation wins. They are 8-2. They are coming off of an absolute egg that they laid in the Frozen Frenzy against the Avalanche. So that wasn't that pretty. 8-4. Ugh, that's not that great. But again, you did play on the other game. You won that game, so there you go. But regardless, I think the Devils, they look hard to start the year. And I feel like you look at New Jersey, who is the guy that has 9 goals in 10 games played? Jack Hughes. That kid's been phenomenal. Again, we're seeing the Jack Hughes that we see always, all the time, but he's nearly a goal per game, which is crazy.
Yeah. Before we go any deeper on Jack Hughes, has he officially reached like superstar status? Would you say?
Yeah.
Yes, I think he reached that last year. He just got
it's a big thing to kind of put, and I think that he's definitely proven himself that he can be that for sure. And I think that he's probably earned that superstar status. And to think that when this kid entered the NHL, when this kid just was unable to figure it out for, what was it, 3 years almost?
People hopped on that wagon so fast of him being a bust. It was crazy.
The anti-Jack Hughes agenda was unreal.
Oh my God.
And he's done nothing but shut everyone up. He's had 99 points once. He has not broken 100 yet, which does kind of suck. He was right there. He was literally 1 point away, and he missed 4 games, I think.
Yeah.
So you think he's not going to get that in 82? Yeah, he would have got it.
Yeah, he would have gotten it for sure. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, 100%. And this year, we hate the on-pace stuff, but I'm definitely a fan of like knowing what, if this guy continues at what he's at, can be. This year, Jack Hughes is on a 115-point pace, which is very, very impressive. And he's helping lead the New Jersey Devils in such a great way. I've been nothing but impressed from Jack Hughes this year. And superstar status, give it to him. I'd give it to him in a heartbeat.
Yeah, I mean, again, like, this guy's proven it. The problem is, though, and people are going to criticize with the injuries. Like, I don't think the injuries should play that big of a factor. Every player gets injured. Connor McDavid gets injured most years. Maybe he's not out for as long as Hughes has been, but he gets hurt. Draisaitl gets hurt. Matthews has been hurt. Matthews was hurt all year last year.
Yeah.
I feel like Hughes has reached that superstar potential. And, I mean, again, like, yeah, hasn't played in the playoffs only once in his career. But, again, the Devils were bad for half of his career so far, and then he's been injured. So I feel like so far this year, he's been in that dominant pace. I just hope he can stay healthy. Seriously, I really hope that he can stay healthy. Jack?
Yeah, I mean, like you said, I think he definitely reached superstar status last year before the injury, which sucked, and then double season kind of, I mean, they still made the playoffs, but it just felt like, you know, they weren't going to do much, and they didn't. So, yeah, just super valuable piece to that team. Number 1 overall pick for a reason, and now he's living up to it. So,
Carter, who else is playing really well right now? See if you can guess the guy that I'm thinking of right now.
Can I hold? I'm assuming you're gonna talk goaltending here.
No.
Okay, because can I say something real quick?
Sure.
Okay, awesome. What the fuck is going on with Jacob Markstrom, dude? That performance last night, first of all, horrible. Screwed over him. His like actual like look at first glance stats. Well, I look and it says
I'm going to come to Markstrom.
You can defend the 8 goals.
His numbers haven't been pretty. That was his first game in like 2 weeks though, because he was So I'm going to say that I'm not condoning the fact that he.
No. That's fair. Yeah. Comes back after 2 weeks and gives up an 8-piece. Oh my gosh, that's crazy, man. But I mean, outside of Jacob Markstrom, Nico Dawes has been solid. He's only played one game, but I mean, he had a really good game. 31 shots, 30 saves. Pretty good.
About the guy who's
pretty good,
literally undefeated for this team right now.
I was getting to him. You gotta let me work my way up. Why else do you think I start with Jacob Markstrom? Then I go to Nico Dawes, and now we go to Jake Allen. 5-0. Pretty impressive stuff from him there. A 193 save or goals against average and a 923 save percentage. Very impressive stuff from him. He's only let in 11 goals this year through his 6 games that he started. He only has 5 wins. So did he get yanked in one? He must have, eh? Yeah.
He must have, yeah. I think he might have. I don't know. I'm not sure. Maybe he came in.
On.
Yeah.
Let me check the logs here.
Okay.
Oh yeah. He didn't come back October 13th.
Well, I got another question for you here, Carter. And this is guys who are on the skaters. Who is somebody, and this can be for you too, Jack. Who is somebody on this Devils team that I think is playing really well right now? That's not
Dawson Mercer.
Mercer's one of them, yes. Not the one that I was going for, though.
What position?
Jesper Bratt.
Forward. Not Bratt, no. Bratt.
No? Are you talking, are we talking Gritsuk?
Yes, we are. Arseny Gritsuk, drafted in 2019 by New Jersey. He's one of those KHL prospects who went and just played in the KHL for like 5 years. And he comes over here experienced, not like a Kirill Kaprizov. I'm not saying that he's like Kirill Kaprizov, but he's like Kaprizov in the sense where he got that experience in the KHL playing those couple of years. And now he's coming over to the NHL, has 6 points in 10 games played, has looked really good, though. He's been way better than what his stats perceive him. He has been playing some awesome hockey. He's averaging good amounts of ice time here from a guy like Sheldon Keefe. He's been very entertaining to watch. So I wanted to give a shout out there to Gritsuk. Anybody else?
Shout out to him.
Shout out. Came out of nowhere.
Shout out to him. I would like to say, you kind of touch base on Dawson Mercer, but I do want to give him some props here. The trade noise that we were hearing from him was a lot kind of this season, and it's quite awesome to see that he's putting up nine points through 10 games. Very solid stuff. So shout out to him. Also, shout out my rink trained athlete Cody Glass. I cleaned the ice for him, so I'm pretty. I pretty much made him the player. He only has 2 goals in 6 games, but I mean, hey,
he's injured.
He's injured. He's injured, so it's okay. But yeah, Dawson Mercer, good job playing through the trade noise. It's something that's very hard to do, especially in the National Hockey League. But he's not in the Canadian market, so it's not really as bad.
Mercer in the previous couple of years, he hasn't been able to get back to that 56-point season. Last year had 36 points, a 3-point increase from last year. He is already almost a third of the way to that point total from last year. So I think he's already on pace to have a really good year, and he needed to have one too, because there were people speculating last year like if the Devils could get something back for him, they would, because he really wasn't working out for him the last couple of years. So good that he's doing good. Honestly,
yeah.
Do you guys think this sustains itself? Because we see the Devils a lot. They start off great, and then they're just mediocre the rest of the year. Do you guys think this will sustain itself?
I think it's. I think there's a better chance of it sustaining than not. I'll say that.
If they're healthy, it will. I'm just
yeah. It's going to rely on their health. If they can stay healthy, I think that they can definitely stay within this like top 5 range. If they start to get unhealthy, I could see them falling to a wild card spot. But I think I could definitely see them being a top 2 team in the Eastern Conference and probably number 1 in the Metro potentially. Unless Pittsburgh decides to keep going nuclear, but we already talked about them last week.
I can't deal with
it. And they lost last night, so suck it.
They did lose last night. Yeah. So I guess the Devils, good on them. They're getting up there for sure. Yeah, I mean, we'll see if it sustains itself. Again, the biggest thing with me is if they can stay healthy. If they can stay healthy, then this is going to go well for them. So there you go. All right, moving on then from the Devils, we got to talk about two teams in the NHL here. We're going to spend some minutes on them, some minutes on the other. Then we're going to have a debate on two certain players, and I know Jack's going to enjoy this. The San Jose Sharks and the Chicago Blackhawks playing on two polar opposite sides of the spectrum here. The Sharks, 2-6-2, 6 points. The Blackhawks, 5-3-2, 12 points. Now, a lot of people, when we discussed these two teams, they said that San Jose would be better because San Jose has the younger guys and San Jose is more fun. But so far this year, that hasn't been the case. Why? And I want Jack to lead off here because, Jack, this is one of your teams.
Yeah, I'm just going to say Spencer Knight. I mean, that dude has been incredible. My gosh, Carter, I hope he starts against the Jets tomorrow night so he can outplay Hellebuck.
You want to put some money on that?
No,
you want to put another bet that you're not going to follow through on, Jack?
I haven't won a single one of those bets, so absolutely not.
Nate outfit still, like that's been like a year-long thing at this point.
Yeah, we're over it at this.
4 in those, it's ridiculous.
At this point, we're gonna just add it to the Olympic bet.
I'll do one for Bears Philly.
Yeah, when you fly down for it.
No,
I'll be in Baltimore. I might be at that game actually. So
yeah, so you'll be there.
I might be.
No. You'll be there.
All right, I'll be there.
Yeah.
But yeah, Spencer Knight has been awesome. He was first in the league in save percentage. I don't know if he is anymore after last night. Still wasn't bad at all last night. But yeah, just incredible stuff to watch from him. It feels like the Blackhawks defense is playing with more confidence, knowing that a guy like Spencer Knight's back there. It feels like he's been helping out the defense. And the offense has been good, above average, I'd say. Couple games where they've just completely broken out, like last night, 7 goals, Bedard hat trick. So it's been a really fun team to watch, and I've been looking forward to watching Blackhawks hockey for now. So
wow,
something I haven't been able to say in a couple of years, but it feels good to say.
Probably the first time since this podcast has started where you've actually said that to us.
Yep.
Now, Jack, I'll go to Carter in a moment, but when you look at the Blackhawks forward core compared to the Sharks forward core and their overall team besides the goaltending, why do you think Chicago is doing better?
There's a little more grit, I'd say. There wasn't a ton of additions this year. I want to say the only 2 guys are Burakovsky and Lafferty. But guys like Bertuzzi, who's proven himself, Nick Foligno, the captain, just guys with more experience. The Sharks do have some experience in their forward core, but I think the Hawks do have a little more. And it feels like a lot of the lines, besides the first line, believe it or not, are just gelling together. Like, Bedard hasn't been able to find those 2 guys that just work for him. I think him and Terry Vinen, more than like any other duo, work the best together, but for some reason they just don't play in the same line like any game ever. So yeah, I'd say like the second through the fourth line all have their identity, and guys on the defense like Wyatt Kaiser, oh my gosh, he's been awesome defensively. So yeah, I'd say those are the main factors.
Carter, talk about San Jose here for a moment. There's a lot of young guys on this team. Could the young guys on the Sharks be impacting the fact that, they're off to a rough start?
I mean, their young guys have been the ones that have kind of been playing very well, though. So I don't really want to push this young guys are screwing them agenda. You look at their superstar in Macklin Celebrini. I mean, he has been unbelievable this year. There's no other words to describe it, but he has been unbelievable. He's at 16 points through 10 games. William Eklund, their other young superstar, well, not superstar, their other young star on that squad, he's at 10 points, and I'm getting a phone call. Isn't that just fun right now?
All of our ones are going off here. Oh my gosh.
Celebrini to the Jets?
What?
I'm just kidding. No.
Is that Friedman calling you? Is that TSN giving you a call?
Hang on, it's Saravelli.
Nah, it's fake then. Don't do that. It's fake.
Frank Nazar to Winnipeg in a blockbuster deal that sends Logan Stanley the other way.
Wow.
I'm just kidding.
You know what? Shout out Logan Stanley has like 6 points in 10 games.
Yeah, shout out. Better than McDavid, more goals than him too.
He's on my 3 stars of the episode. All right, Carter, go back.
Anyways,
I want to touch base on something here with San Jose.
Yeah.
What's one thing that has been garbage for the Sharks? Just garbage.
You want to know one thing that's been garbage? You know my expertise. Whenever Nordic asks me, what's been wrong with this team? What's been good with this team? You know I'm looking at the goaltending. Oh my gosh, has it been pitiful this year? Askarov, the supposed future of goaltending in Nashville.
In the last episode, you were like,
yeah, the superstar goalie
prospect ever.
Yeah, exactly. Best Nashville's future. Oh, him and Saros are gonna save everything. We're gonna sign Saros to an 8-year deal. Okay, Askarov, you're getting dealt in the minors, and now you're off to the Sharks. And the Sharks let him sit for a year, which I think was the right idea. Goalies do take a lot of time to develop. Whether you were a first,
he played games though.
Whether you were a first round pick or you were a 5th round pick, goalies take a lot of time to develop. But once you end up finding the goalie, it's very, very hard for them to kind of gel out of their rhythm. I think that Askarov still needs some time. I don't think he's there yet. I think we're still 2 years away from him being the potential star goalie that we saw when Nashville took him, 13th overall in the draft. So I think we're still a little bit away from seeing that. Alex Nedeljkovic, what is happening, man? Both their goalies have just been horrible. And Nedeljkovic has been making a lot more mistakes than Askarov has, and they've been a lot more noticeable. When you look at especially that first game, he blew that game for him in 2 ways. He blew the game-tying goal, which was a chip-in from the blue line from Jack Eichel. Somehow beats him. What? Second one, challenges out of his net and loses it. Just unacceptable stuff from the San Jose Sharks goaltending. But, I mean, outside of that, they still have 2 wins. And off the backs of Macklin Celebrini, William Eklund, Will Smith, Jeff Skinner's having himself a solid year too. Same with Tyler Toffoli. But I mean, outside of Celebrini, Eklund, Smith, and honestly, Dmitry Orlov, shout out to him still being around and still being relevant. It's really good to see for the San Jose Sharks as far as their star players. Eventually, they're young players that are not getting as many minutes. You look at Michael Misa, you look at Colin Graff. Who else can I talk about? Sam Dickinson could be another one that you throw in there. I think that what I've kind of seen from a lot of them have not been the brightest things that we've ever seen. But at least from Sam Dickinson's perspective, it's good to see that they're showing good signs with the amount of minutes that Colin Graff is getting, with the amount of minutes that Michael Misa is getting. The fact that they're both at 3 points right now, it's a good sign. It's a good sign. So I think that things are looking up for the San Jose Sharks. If you're a Sharks fan, I still wouldn't lose hope. Ultimately, I know that the owner is not excited for, he doesn't want to be picking Gavin McKenna, right? And I completely agree with him, which is why I think that they will be picking Keaton Verhoff when it comes draft time.
Okay. Yeah, I agree.
I'm going to push the Keaton Verhoff agenda. I don't think that forwards is what San Jose needs anymore. I think if they get the first overall pick, they should try and trade back a little bit and still get this Keaton Verhoff kid, because he is an unbelievable defenseman. I think that he's
Traded for Connor Bedard.
Yeah.
Traded for Connor Bedard.
Trade him for Bedard.
I haven't been able to say my thoughts yet. I need to speak upon the reason why I think Chicago's been better than San Jose. Chicago has a lot more experienced veterans than San Jose, and they have a lot more players who can help out Bedard with the offense and who have been giving Bedard a lot more options. Like as Jack said, Teravainen's been a good acquisition. Burakovsky's been good for Chicago. with San Jose, and I do want to say this. I wasn't saying that the Sharks, their young guys, are screwing them over. That's not what I was saying at all. What I was saying was that I think the Sharks are putting a lot of their younger guys into more prime positions, and they're not to mention their defense. As I said in the stream last night, it's literally a bunch of NHL rejects when I look at that NHL roster. So it's not as strong as it could be. I feel like Sam Dickinson's been not so good, but I feel like that's going to improve upon as the years go on here and as the months go on. I think he'll get better by the end of the season. But I look at the Sharks and I just say they have a lot more younger players. Chicago has these young veterans, not to mention Spencer Knight's backstopping them. When you have terrible goaltending, you put that into a team average like Askarov 844 and Nedeljkovic 875. That's like an 855, 860 save percentage when you average that out. It's not good. It's not good. I'm just going to be honest with you. I don't like it. So that brings me to my next point. You see that Chicago is doing really well right now, but we're going to pop this question into debate because I've seen a lot of U24 lists, and the debating about Macklin Celebrini or Connor Bedard has been a real debate. And I want to get your guys' statements and opinions. Maybe we start a debate here. I want to start off with Jack first because, Jack, you're a fan of one of these guys, which might influence some bias. But who do you think is better of the two?
I mean, right now, probably Celebrini, but like I said, Bedard just doesn't have those consistent line mates, and I think Celebrini has really found his guy and Will Smith, and that's just somebody that Connor Bedard doesn't have yet. But yeah, he's got 4 more points than Bedard, same amount of games played. But yeah, it's tough to say it right now. Yeah. It's tough to say Celebrini's better right now, but man, that's a really hard question. But yeah, I'll go Celebrini as of right now. But
okay,
that I'm not taking anything away from Bedard. Obviously, I mean 4 points last night, hat trick. So
Carter,
I kind of agree with Jack there. I think I'd like to say this year I would probably say Macklin Celebrini. I've watched a lot of breakdowns on both these guys, and last year I think was a little bit too early to push this Macklin Celebrini over Connor Bedard agenda. I know I've said push this agenda so many times today, but I think that was one I couldn't fully get behind last year. Yeah, I was starting to think, and I'm like, this Celebrini kid is looking very good, and he did. He looked great last year. But it was only 1 year, and it's the follow-up to that season is what I cared about most. And he's proven himself in a big way. The defensive side of Macklin Celebrini's game is something that I really do hope that Connor Bedard starts to take a look at. Because Macklin Celebrini has one of the best hockey IQs that we've probably gotten a chance to see from a young player right away. And I was watching a video on this recently. I'm upset I didn't watch it before this, but I didn't really have a lot of time. And it was looking at Macklin Celebrini, and I think his rush chances last season was, I think, tied or up there for first with guys like Connor McDavid, Nathan McKinnon, and what he's able to do off the rush is very impressive stuff. He's so good. He's so very good when it comes to this stuff. His defensive zone percentage numbers are up there with some of the top players, some of the best defensemen. He's just been amazing. And there's so many things that we can say about him and his percentiles. I don't know. I'm looking at all these advanced stats, and they're all just looking like numbers to me right now. And I'm trying so hard to form a sentence around this. But from everything that I've watched and all the breakdowns that I've seen from last year, my eyes could be opened, but I wasn't ready to go there yet. And I think that looking at what Celebrini has done this year compared to Connor Bedard, which unfortunately Bedard is just not in the right situation right now. It sucks for the state of hockey and all that, because I think everybody wants to see Connor Bedard succeed. And I think that we're finally starting to see that, which is a great thing. I'm very excited for what the future for Connor Bedard holds. I'm very excited to see what's going to end up happening with his line mates in the future. But if we start seeing this guy consistently rotating with wingers, we're going to watch one of the biggest waste of talents ever. Because hockey is a chemistry game. If you don't have chemistry with your line mates, it's going to be a lot harder for you to consistently find the open passing lane. It's going to be harder for you to consistently get open for shots. It's going to be hard to predict where these guys are going to go. And Macklin Celebrini has that right now. He's been playing with Tyler Toffoli pretty much since he came into the NHL. He's been buddies. He's been buddies with Will Smith forever, and they're giving him the opportunity to play with Will Smith as well. And the fact that the Blackhawks aren't really letting Connor Bedard do that is quite upsetting to me. And I think
they don't have anybody for Bedard to play with. They don't have somebody who's a young star like Will Smith. Lundell. Frondell is the center too for the future.
Will Smith was also he played a little bit of center at BC for a bit. And I'm not saying that you should move Frank Nazar to the wing.
Well, we had,
but if you
we move Connor Bedard to the wing,
that was exactly what I was going to get to. Jack,
had that talk previously.
If it meant Connor Bedard got to play with a guy like Frank Nazar, his buddy, who he already has great chemistry with, Bedard's not really the greatest face-off guy.
He stinks at face-offs. I was just about to say that.
Would you move him to the wing if it meant he got to try and build some chemistry with Frank Nazar?
Absolutely.
That's a guarantee. That's a Jack Palco guarantee?
Yup.
Okay. So the fact that they're not trying this, right? I understand this season they're doing all right. Like, they're middle of the pack right now, which is a shock for all. Why not give it a shot?
Yeah.
You try it out 3 games, it works, great. You found your bread and butter. Bedard's getting minutes. He's getting guys that he can play with. He's building chemistry, and you're there. And you have it. You have the path. You see it clearly. It doesn't work. Okay, we tried it. We know it doesn't work. These fans could get off our back. We tried it. It didn't work. Let's move on. Why not? Why not try it?
Okay. So I think, going on to my opinion here, Carter went on a little bit of a tangent there.
Yeah, so that took way too long. I'm so sorry.
It's okay. So I think I lean Celebrini right now, but I think Bedard will be the better player overall. The hype around Bedard was insane. I think Bedard, you can't depict how good this guy is going to be. I think Celebrini, though, he does have guys like Smith, Toffoli, Eklund, etc. Bedard really doesn't have that. And again, I know, you can't really judge how good a player is just based off of their line mates. But I think Bedard, even still, without those line mates, has put up pretty good numbers. Imagine how he would be if he got a winger or a center who he could just feed the puck to or get passes from. Like, that could be awesome. It could be a phenomenal duo right there. And if Bedard had a Will Smith or something like that, not trying to degrade Celebrini here, I think he would be better than Macklin Celebrini right now. And I'm just going to be honest with you. This guy's been phenomenal throughout his career. So has Celebrini. These are going to be 2 very good players that we're going to be following from now on and for years from now. So it's just going to be awesome to see. Okay. Moving on then from that, we're going to skip what I wanted to discuss here because we're running a little bit lower on time. 3 stars of the episode. So this is a new idea by Carter. Every single episode, we're going to go over 3 stars from the episode. Basically our 3 stars of the week for each side. So I will go first here with my 3 stars. And yes, you can have the same stars. That's fine. Like, I'm not going to make rules about, you can't have this guy since I had this guy. That's fine. So my 3 stars of the week. Number 3 is Jakub Dobeš of Montreal. Dobeš 3-0, a 2.31 goals against average and a .921 save percentage with the Montreal Canadiens. He has been phenomenal. He's a rookie, by the way. He's put up some great numbers for the Canadiens and has been a big part in why Montreal's been so good. Montreal's tied for first in the NHL because of a guy like Jakub Dobeš. My second star, Logan Cooley, 6 goals, 3 assists, 9 points with the Mammoth. Just signed that $10 million contract yesterday. He has been awesome here for Utah. And then number 1, Macklin Celebrini, 4 goals, 6 assists, 10 points in 4 games played with San Jose. So those are my 3 stars of the week. I will transfer it over then to Carter. What is your 3 stars of this week?
Okay, so my number 3 was actually Jakub Dobeš as well. Yeah, I have heard nothing from my buddies at hockey because a lot of them are Montreal Canadiens fans, sadly, and they have been talking about Dobeš for a while. And I'm finally coming around. I'm like, man, this guy is good, and he's really helped Montreal be in that number 1 spot in the Atlantic right now. And it's awesome. He's been unbelievable. Dustin Wolf 2.0 is here, and he is with the Montreal Canadiens. So good job for him. Number 2 on my list, I am going to go could go with Logan Cooley. You know what? Yeah, I'm gonna go with Logan Cooley at 2. So kind of pretty much. Did you have Cooley at 2?
I did.
Okay, cool. So my list is like the exact same. No, you know what? I'm going to change mine and be different from you. But I'm taking from the same team, Mikhail Sergachev. He also has 9 points through 5 games, 2 goals, 7 assists. And I'd like to say this. Shout out to Mike Bartner. I don't know how he does this, but he was talking about how Sergachev could earn Norris votes.
Yeah.
This man is voodoo. He also said the Flames would finish bottom 5. They're last in the NHL. But we should have seen that coming. I'm just going to be honest.
Yeah, we probably should have. But, I mean, like, dude, Sergachev, I think, is tied for 4th in points right now for a defenseman. So, very impressive stuff. And I think that the Mike Bartner agenda should start to be pushed more, that he is just a time traveler. But very, very impressive stuff for Sergachev. And of course, at number 1, it's Macklin Celebrini, the greatest hockey player we have ever seen on skates.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Number 1, buddy.
All right. Well, number 3, I also have Dobeš. I mean, that dude just has burst onto the scene. Probably top 3 goalie right now. Had a great week.
I don't disagree. That's a good take. Yeah.
Top 3 goalie right now?
Stats wise.
Coming in at number 5, I got Jakub Dobeš.
I got Anthony Stolars.
Stats wise.
Sorry to be mean, Jack.
Yes.
Continue.
He's a big reason. You said he's a big reason why Montreal is tied for first right now. Don't think anybody saw that coming, but a team that had high expectations, just not that high, I'd say. But number 2, I'm going to go with Nick Schmaltz. He's been a huge piece to the Mammoth, like a bunch of guys. Sergachev, as you said. But Schmaltz has been so huge for them. He's got 17 points already, which is just ridiculous to say. The number 1, I got Macklin Celebrini. Pretty self-explanatory.
Carter, who was your number 1 again?
Macklin Celebrini, the greatest player we've ever seen on skates.
Yeah, great. Of course.
The greatest player ever. Yep.
It's hard to not go with anybody else. That's fine. All right. Then last but not least, then let's get into the power rankings. The power rankings are based off of the last week of NHL play. We are still early in the season, so I'm sure our rankings are going to be relatively the same. It is week numero 3 for the power rankings here. So I think we let Jack go first last time. So I will actually no, Jack wasn't even there for it. I will go first because I never go first. Number 1.
You went first last time.
The best team in the league. No, I didn't. I let you go first, asshole. The best team in the league this time, is the New Jersey Devils. 8-2. They're the best team in the league. Yes, They're coming off of a 8-4 loss. I feel like that loss is just it's a one-off. I don't think that speaks for what this team really is. They played Colorado the game before. They won that game, so I feel like it's not indicative of what this team is. They won 7 games before that, 8 games before that, so I'm not really that worried. Anyway, Carter, you got number 2, bud.
Sweet. Don't bud me ever again. Thank you very much. Number 2, I got the Utah Mammoth. 7-1 in their last 8. At 14 points. They have a plus 12 goal differential right now, one of the best in the NHL over the last 2 weeks. So very impressive stuff from the team in the Salt Lake.
Good job, bud. Jack, who do you have at number 3?
Number 3, I'm gonna go with Montreal. Hot start to the year. They are 8-2 in their last 10. I know there's only been 11 games played, but they are 8-2 in their last 10. So
no, that's good. Montreal's been awesome. They've played some pretty solid teams. I feel like again, I mean, like again, they've won a lot of their games in overtime. I feel like we need to start getting some regulation wins in here and not blow 3-0 leads to Seattle. But I digress. I think it's still fine. But
Cole Caulfield's him.
Yeah, Cole Caulfield's him for sure. Number 4. Number 4, I am going to go with the Pittsburgh Penguins, 7-2-2. They are 6-2-2 in their last 10. They're still awesome, and it's kind of crazy that they're still playing this good of hockey. It's wild. All right, number 5, Carter. I'll stop saying bud.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Good boy. I'm going to take the Vegas Golden Knights, 5-1-1 in their last 7. Very impressive stuff from them at a plus 10 goal differential. They're scoring. They got 27 goals through 7 games. Very good stuff, averaging almost 4 per game. So very good from them there. Their power play could be doing a little bit better. They're at 25% over their last 7, but still, if you're scoring 1 out of every 4, that's still very good stuff as well. They also have a shorthanded goal, so good job on them there.
They do.
Good job for them.
Goals.
Also, Pavel Skorofeyev is unbelievable. I don't get it.
Hell yeah. I love Skorofeyev. All right, number 6, Jack.
All right, number 6, I'm going to go Colorado. Leading the league in goals for, plus 11 goal differential, and a lot of overtime losses in there, but still a point, so number 6.
6 is kind of crazy. I feel like we should have them higher.
Maybe, but
a little bit on
just
me
the
there.
overtime losses, I don't know.
Yeah, but those are overtime. They're still getting points, which is awesome.
Yeah.
So it's fine. Number 7, I am going to go with looking at teams that are playing really well right now. On the come up, Tampa Bay Lightning, 3 wins in a row. They are 4-4-2. I think the Bolts, their rough start to the year was not indicative of how this team really is. They're back. 3 wins in a row. I feel like they're starting to build those wins back up and come back into the standings. Number 8, Carter?
Number 8, we're going with the Winnipeg Jets. I think that they've slid too far here. 5-2 in their last 7. 2 unfortunate losses. One to Seattle and one to Utah, both of which ended up being at home, but they are undefeated on the road right now. So very good stuff there. Just beat a very good Minnesota team on the road as well. So very good stuff from them there. Would like to be seeing a little bit more out of Connor Hellebuck, I believe, but still, they're scoring. Kyle Connor's amazing, and Mark Scheifele's underrated.
Number 9, Jack?
I'm going to go Detroit here.
Yeah.
Had a nice win in St. Louis last night. And a team that has just consistently been good to start the year, getting a lot of production from guys that should be getting production from. So it's a good sign for them.
Number 10, then, the last team here in this week's rankings. Looking through some of the teams. I'll just go with Dallas here at number 10. They've won 3 games in a row, 6-3-1. They just came off of a shutout last night against Washington. Maybe Dallas is a little bit too low here too, but again, they're Dallas. I like the way they played, so good on them. Okay, that concludes this episode of the NordCast, just in time for the Blue Jays game. Carter, any final thoughts?
Go Jays.
Go Jays. Game 5. I will say this. Did you guys stay up for that 18-inning game?
I did.
I woke up in the middle of the night and I saw it and I was like, oh my gosh.
I woke up too.
I saw the walk-up homer actually though.
Apparently,
That was the one thing I didn't see.
What, the homer?
Yeah, my stream crashed. I went. So here's the crazy thing. So I went to hockey at 7. All my buddies were like, "Okay, we're gonna go watch the game, like the Jays game before hockey." We had hockey at 10:30, mind you. So we watched up until about 10 o'clock. So about like the top of the ninth, pretty much. Went to the change room, got changed. Game still wasn't over. Was going to extra innings. We finished our game at the top of the 12th, I believe. I got changed, showered by the 13th, drove all the way home for the 14th, and watched all 4 of the final innings. And I didn't miss a beat. It was insane. I don't know how.
Yeah, I mean, like, it was phenomenal. Like, it was a phenomenal game. I am
Cinema.
Apparently, I was awake for the home run, but I don't remember being awake for it. Like, I looked yesterday morning at the group chat, and I texted around the time that it happened. I was like, oh my God, this is unbelievable. I can't believe I stayed up for it. I don't remember being up for it. I don't remember it. I don't remember being awake. I woke up at the middle of the night, and it was like the top of the 13th, and I thought I fell asleep around the 15th, but I guess I was awake for the whole thing. Like, I don't remember it. I don't.
It's all a fever dream.
This is the phenomenal thing about playoff baseball. It's so cool. You see these pitchers come in, and the guy Klein, like the guy who has the R&D, the most he's pitched in a game before was like 50, and he pitched like 70 in that game. It was awesome. Lauer for, I forget his first name. Lauer for Toronto was awesome. He did great. What was crazy is that the starters for the game tomorrow were about to play. Like, besides Ohtani, like Bieber was warming up. What do you mean?
Yamamoto pitched the previous day.
I realized that.
The Dodgers were talking about throwing a position player in there.
They were never going to do that. But let's be totally honest.
The game would have ended.
That's fine. They can say that, but let's be honest. It's the World Series. You're not throwing a position player out there. No chance. No chance. You'll throw out your Game 5 starter or your Game 5, Game 4 starter before you end up throwing out a position player and losing that game.
I think Savage would have come in there before a positional player for the Blue Jays. Honestly,
no, because Bieber was going.
Yeah, I know that, but like
Bieber had the hoodie off. He was ready to go.
Yes, and Yamamoto was too. I think that's crazy. The fact
he pitched 9 innings the day before.
Yeah, the fact that the starters were going in there and the starters from the previous game were going in there to play, it's crazy. It's fucking unbelievable. That's what I love about playoff baseball. It's just that factor. The games could go so long, and you see some of these guys go in there and pitch, and you're like, holy shit, he's coming in. Like when the Dodgers played the Phillies, they were warming up Luzardo. I'm like, holy shit, Luzardo's coming in. Like it's crazy. I love that factor of playoff baseball. And again, it ended on Freeman's home run, which is awesome. Freeman is such a great player in those type of games. Seriously, I know Carter
Canadian,
that,
but he's Canadian, so it's okay.
Yeah,
but
I guess it's okay.
It sucks still.
Yeah.
It'd be nice to be up 3-1.
By the way, yeah,
it will be. So I will either be depressed or happy.
That'll conclude this episode. Carter will be depressed next episode or very happy. Thank you all for watching or listening. We will see you in the next episode. Thank you guys so much for watching or listening to yet again another episode of the NordCast. If you enjoyed, please subscribe down below or follow us on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. If you want to follow us on TikTok, we are at NordCast. If you want to follow us on Instagram or Twitter, follow at NordCast_. That'll do it for this episode. I'm Nordic. Thanks for listening from all the crew, and we'll see you guys in the next episode.